What's up everyone? Today I'm going to teach you how to make brownies.
Step 1.
Film in horizontal.
Step 2. Accessorize.
I don't like working with hair in my face. Make sure the space you're working on is clean because dirty shit is disgusting and distracts from the delicious goodness. Get all that shit. There it is. Preheat the oven to 180°C. I don't know what that is for you Americans, so you're just gonna have to make it up. Get a pan of reasonable size, I'm gonna trust your judgment on this one, and line it with baking paper, yay, like that. It's non-stick, so you don't need to grease it or anything. I've never done it any other way, and I always overshoot these edges a little bit, but it's better safe than sorry, I guess. Get 200 grams of butter. 200 grams is a lot of butter, so this is not a vegan recipe. Chop that shit up. Kinda like that. You don't have to go too small, but my basic rule of thumb is chop until you get bored of it. Chuck that right in your pan. Fuck! Go! Ah! Ah! Time for chocolate. Break this shit up into the tiniest squares you can. Nice. Put all of that in the same pan. 1 cup or 150 grams of brown sugar. As you can see, I don't actually have 150 grams of brown sugar, but good thing nothing matters. Whoa, what's this? I have 150 grams now? Fuck, it's like magic. Fill in the gaps with white sugar. Literally nothing matters. Put it on the shopping list. Someone will get it one day. Fuck yeah. Add the sugar. Cool, now we actually get to cook something. Put this on low heat. Just like that. Now you gotta stir it. I can't do this one-handed, so you guys can't watch. Make sure you don't stop stirring though, that's one important thing. Look at that, now we're getting somewhere. Make sure you get the shit off the sides too, that's kind of basic knowledge, but still, some people don't do it. The stuff on the bottom can kind of get stuck, so make sure you actually get that as well. Don't want the chocolate to fucking get stuck to the bottom, that would suck. That's starting to look almost done. I would say when you get to just a little bit more melted than this, then you should probably turn the heat off because it can basically cook in its own heat at that point. It still obviously has a couple lumps in it, you can see them, but it doesn't matter. I would turn the heat off about now. I literally left that for like a few seconds and that's already completely done. Cool. Just take that off the heat then, put it somewhere like that. Look at that, cool surface, cooling it down faster. The recipe says add eggs and vanilla to chocolate mixture. That's bullshit. You gotta do it separately. Get a bowl like this and crack 3 eggs into it, make sure you get out the eggshells, that shit's nasty. Those are some eggs. Wash the eggs off your hands because that texture is genuinely disgusting. Make the eggs into a cute little stack. This is not part of the recipe, but it's just kind of fun. Put the eggs immediately into the compost. The recipe says you want 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, but I don't feel like getting out a teaspoon, so I'm just gonna pour out what I think is a teaspoon. Probably fine. Now we gotta lightly beat these eggs together. I'm using the same fork as before because I don't really feel like doing washing up, and also it's all going the same place anyway, so what's a little chocolate between friends? Yeah, that's fine. Right, so the eggs are good. This is probably cool enough. I like to check before actually putting it in because if this is too warm, the eggs will actually curdle and make it kind of gross. Now just give that a quick stir, make sure that's all as it should be. If you didn't heat it up enough, you should be able to see the lumps, but this looks alright, I'm happy with that. So, in the eggs, go. Honestly, you don't need to stir it that much, just as long as there's no big streaks, like see that one there? You probably don't want that, because someone's going to bite into it and it'll be gross, so just like, if that won't stir in, just get rid of it, I'd say. Now let's get the flour and the cocoa powder. I obviously use gluten-free because I am gluten-free, but probably doesn't matter. I used to use non-gluten-free stuff and it turned out the same, so as long as it's plain flour, you're cool. That's the flour. Please try to make less of a mess than I did. That's my phone. That's the outline of my phone right there. There's flour on my phone. Now I put the flour in. I generally like to do this in 2 halves, or like slowly so I can actually stir it in properly, because if you don't, it goes everywhere like that. And it's messy, so be careful. Look at that, that's about a half. Half there. Whoops. Half there. It's easy! Oh, shh. Ah! I'm fine. Let's stir this in! Stirring! For the love of all that is holy, please stir slowly. I cannot emphasize this enough. If you stir fast, the particles will go flying literally everywhere and you'll be sorry you were ever born. But not too slowly because you'll actually want to get this in the oven like real soon after you put the flour in. Stirred that more aggressively off camera. Now next bit. Stir that in. That looks pretty good. So now the next thing you want to do is switch out your fork to a spoon, because that'll be easier to get the bits at the bottom and the sides and the little corners that the sink can't quite grab. Alright, that's done. I am amazed by how good this smells, and now I'm really hungry, so you won't get that in the oven immediately. But first, you gotta put it in a pan. And by pan, I meant that tray we did earlier. Basically just pour that right in there and I'll get back to you. So if there's one thing I've actually learned about cooking with gluten-free flour, it's that it sticks together a lot, and not in a good, fun, or convenient way. See that? Like that just turns into a little pile there, and it's actually really difficult to scrape out. You'll see there's a lot still in there, a lot more than I'd like. So if you are cooking with gluten-free flour, you will just want to spread that out by hand. Look at that. Looks pretty good. Now we gotta put that in the oven. Yeah, that's where that shit goes, right there. The recipe says you should bake it for about 20 minutes, but I always put it on for 15 because I like them to be a little fudgy on the inside, and also it's just good to get in the habit of checking things as they bake. And now we wait. You can use this time to clean up all the mess you just made. Look at that, gross. Leaving your workspace clean is a great idea if you have friends, family, a roommate, or sense of dignity. Or if you want, you can eat out that bowl. Beware of salmonella, this thing literally has 3 raw eggs in it, don't go overboard. Forget my last, that was delicious and totally worth it. This is taking forever, I'm really bored now.
Later.
Let's have a look. That doesn't look too bad. I generally tend to prod it a bit to see how it's doing. I think that's pretty much done. Maybe a little longer, I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm just gonna put it back in for 1 or 2 minutes, but crank up the heat just a little. Basically so it gets crispy.
Moments later.
Alright, I'm scared. I don't want to overdo it. Ah, shit. You see the steam just got in the lens there? Oh great, I'm gonna use 2 hands. Nice little finishing touch you can do. Icing sugar, one of these things, get that? Yeah, look at that shit. It's beautiful. I want to eat that so bad, but I can't. It's mid-afternoon. This is not the time for snacking. Actually it is, but not this kind of snacking. Nice. Once that's cooled, you can chop it into pieces. I usually go 5 by 5, that's a good combination. Look at that, delicious. Now eat it!